Mr. Wade, known you for a long time, also an Alpha Theta brother. So you started this initiative, this NIL initiative for Tennessee State athletics. Can you talk a little bit about that and what got you inspired to do that?
Yeah, I think to put it in some context, the landscape of college athletics has changed, not only for football but athletics in general. With the settlement from the NCAA to allow schools to start doing revenue sharing and paying athletes and so forth. It's like the Wild Wild West again. Everything's above board, and they're still doing some things under the table too to attract athletes. So if you want to compete, you're gonna have to pay players, and Tennessee State has zero in that category outside of cost of attendance, Pell Grants, and things like that. And we're the only school, in our conference that's not paying players currently. So when the new coach came in, Coach Barlow had a meet and greet in the spring when he arrived, because we had lost 40 plus players to the portal when the previous coach left. And I'm not sure, you guys probably can understand, but that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Time of the year, most kids have already signed. Who are you going to find in the spring to play football? That's going to be like really good.
Yep.
It's going to be tough. Where are the coaches coming from? How are the kids going to get trained? How are they going to learn the system? So we're behind the eight ball when Coach Barlow got here. But one thing that he said when he met with everyone, he wanted the former players to be involved. He wanted to bridge the gap that, for the previous 4 seasons was just growing larger and larger. Never, I don't really want to talk bad about the situation, but being transparent. The football team, the alumni perspective, we kind of shut out of the program, for during the last 34 years, for whatever reason. So they didn't really feel welcome. They didn't feel welcome around the program. Word comes back to us that, they don't want us talking to the players and all these types of things. So it's put a bad taste in a lot of folks' mouth. So when you get a new coach that comes in and he opens his arms up and you get to talk to him and he's real, he wants to be here. He understands and has been learning the history of Tennessee State, committed to Tennessee State. The guy said, "Hey man, we got to do whatever we can to help him succeed." And that night at that get together, a couple guys said, "Hey, Wade, why don't you get an NIL started?" And that's basically how we started at that point. I went out and did the legal work, getting a business name and all the websites, and I put $25,000 of my own money in to seed money to get this thing started. So it's not just about doing some work. I'm putting up my money in it too. We got to get back on top. We're probably 4 to 5 years behind everyone else in our conference right now. Mm-hmm. And it's going to take some time. We'll talk about the game a little bit later, but you can understand that if you bringing in guys that are playing that, they transferred in from other schools, but they weren't playing at those schools either. So, it's a really tough situation. We are going to win a few more games, I think, and there is some improvement out there, but it's tough. It's really tough right now. So, it's time to stop all the talk, stop all the complaining, and let's get to work, because we can fix it. We're the only ones that can fix it. We can't rely on the state. We can't rely on the feds. We can't rely on somebody to come write us some. We got to go out there and put the work in. We have the resources. Let's do it. So that's it at a high level.
Yeah, you go.
That's all. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Demetrius. No, go ahead. You got it.
You go ahead. You got it.
I'd be remiss that I didn't formally introduce Mr. Wade correctly. He is still a top 5 passing quarterback at Tennessee State University. Played from 89 to 92. Watched him on the field. I had great times watching him throw, run, and great accolades at Tennessee State. So Mr. Wade is the man at Tennessee State. He's one of the men at Tennessee State.